Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel where we talk about quick and easy, delicious, keto-friendly food. In today's video, we'll take this mess and turn it into something glorious. A perfectly spatchcock turkey for Thanksgiving or any other holiday. Not only is this recipe super quick and easy, it makes a moist, juicy, flavorful, and crispy skinned turkey that is out of this world. Paired with a couple side dishes that you can check out in my other videos, this makes a perfect Thanksgiving or holiday dinner. In the next video, I'll show you how to pair this with a delicious keto gravy. Oh, did I mention that this entire meal is keto friendly? Well, here we go. It all starts with the turkey. Here I have a 14-pound butterball turkey purchased from the store. I did buy this about a week before I wanted to eat it. So it does take some planning, and if you do it right, you can take the turkey home and put it directly in the refrigerator to let it defrost for 3 days. Now, if you are in a pinch and you need to defrost the turkey within a single day, there are ways to do that under running cold water in the sink, changing the water every 30 minutes for at least 4 to 6 hours, or at least until the turkey is fully defrosted. But I like the refrigerator method. Although it does take some planning, so for 3 days to defrost, it's essentially no work. Take the turkey back from the store, throw it in the fridge, and you're done. 3 days later, you're ready to prepare the turkey. Now, I realize there's a better way to open the packaging from the bottom, but I wanted to cut it open from the top so I don't have all the juices falling out when I open the turkey. Here's all that juice left in the packaging, and just go ahead and throw that away. Now it's time to trim off some of the excess skin and fat that we may not want to use when we cook. So here I'm just taking off the skin up top that was used to keep the drumsticks together. Next, be sure to check the top of the turkey, as this is where the stores tend to keep all the organs and innards in a little pouch. I have definitely gone through cooking a few turkeys, forgetting about this step, and left that pouch in there. Make sure to check thoroughly that there's nothing left in here. Oh, look at that, another gizzard or something that I just took out. And lastly, make sure to take out the neck. This is great for gravy or stock. Just one more check to make sure there's nothing left in here and it's absolutely clean. I just trimming off some extra skin and fat that may still be around, and ensure that nothing is on here that we don't want to eat. Now we'll flip the bird over and check the other side and trim off any extra skin on this side. Fly, bird. It's the last chance to fly away. No? Okay. So now we're gonna spatchcock this bird. And that's what causes the very even cooking and the fast cooking times. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut out the backbone. Some recipes call to cut out the entire backbone, but I feel like that's a bit of a waste of meat. So I only cut out one side of the backbone and just leave it intact. I mean, either way, you're just trying to split the bird open so you can press it down and make it as flat as possible for even, fast cooking. Now, you do want to use a sharp pair of kitchen shears or scissors, but even so, sometimes getting through that thick bone may require a chef's knife or a cleaver just to break open those bones. But keep working at it and you'll get there. Now if brute force doesn't work, sometimes you just need to turn it around and really take a look on the inside and see where those bones are and try to avoid cutting through some of the thickest parts of the bones. Another watch out is those bones that you just cut through could have some sharp edges. So just be careful when handling the bird and try not to cut yourself either with a knife or with the sharp shards of bones that are now somewhat exposed. And look at that, a clean break. Now we can open up the cavity and flatten the turkey. Here you can use a little bit of muscle and feel those bones snap. Now it's ready to be flipped over and then flattened as much as possible so you have a very even thickness of meat, which allows it to cook quite fast and cook very evenly. Now I'll also tuck the tips of the wings underneath so that they don't burn in the high heat. And one final push to try to flatten it down even further. I think we're ready to go. So I'm just transferring it over to a aluminum foil lined baking tray, and the turkey will basically stay in this tray for the next couple days as we do a dry brine. So let's make the brine or rub. So first is salt. I'm using a coarse salt and it's roughly 1 tablespoon per 5 pounds. Since I have a 14-pound turkey, I'm using about 3 tablespoons. Next we have pepper. About 1 tablespoon is good here. I split it into 2 half tablespoons. Here's 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Now I like a very herby turkey, so here's a tablespoon of thyme and a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. For a little color and heat, I add about half a tablespoon of paprika and maybe a teaspoon of cayenne. And that's it. I mean, you're welcome to add any type of seasoning that you prefer. Let me know in the comments what you like to put on your turkey. So we'll give that a quick mix and we're ready to season the turkey. Now I really prefer this dry brine method as it does save on materials as opposed to a wet brine, and you can season with a lot more flavors than traditionally in a wet brine. Another benefit is that the skin can really dry out in the fridge over 1 or 2 days, and that gives a much crispier skin when baking. Now I'm going to use a sharp knife just to separate the skin from the muscle, and that way you can get more seasoning underneath that skin and with direct contact into the muscle. So just stick my hand in there once I have an opening and sort of just loosen up that skin from the muscle meat. Now with the skin loose, you can apply the rest of the seasoning directly to that breast meat and really make it flavorful, as that meat tends to be the least easy to penetrate. So I always put extra seasoning directly on top of that breast meat. And that's it for the seasoning. So then we'll wrap it with cling wrap and place it in the fridge for 2 days. The second day I'll remove the wrap so that the skin can dry out. And that's all the prep needed.
2 days later.
All right, it's been 2 days and look, the skin has completely dried out. Those herbs have infused. The salt is now penetrated into the meat. Some juices did come out, but we are gonna save all that for some good gravy later. This bird is ready to be cooked. We're gonna preheat the oven to 450 degrees. A bird this size should cook in about an hour, 15 minutes to an hour and a half. So I start all this roughly 2 hours before I'm ready to eat. Once this bird goes into the oven, the clock starts ticking. So here I'm just gonna transfer it to a wire rack, just so that the bird is not sitting in those juices, and as it cooks, even the bottom can get a bit crispy. At least it's not soggy and sitting in liquid. Instead of a wire rack, you could also place stalks of celery or carrots on the bottom, just so the bird's not touching the bottom of the pan. I like to drizzle with some olive oil and brush it all over the skin just to make it extra crispy. Did I mention I'm a fan of herbs? Well, here's some fresh thyme and some fresh rosemary that we'll put all over the bird. Again, feel free to add any other herbs or spices or seasoning that you prefer. Now that's pretty. This is a holiday bird if I ever saw one. Time to roast in the oven. Now, I did put a meat thermometer in the thickest part of the breast so we can measure the temperature as it goes. It's at 37 to start, and we will pull it when it gets to about 150 to 155. 154, perfect. This took exactly 1 hour and 15 minutes to get to this stage. We're ready to take it out and let it rest. During the rest, it will continue to cook and get up to temperature at around 165, which is a perfectly cooked, moist turkey without being overly cooked and dry. We then tent it with foil and let it rest for at least 20 minutes. The temperature will come up to 165 in the breast, and mine went up to almost 180 in the thigh. Look at that, a perfectly spatchcocked turkey that cooked in less than an hour and a half and is moist and golden brown. I'll stop there for this video. Join me in my next video where I show you how to carve the turkey and also make a great gravy to be able to pair this turkey with other fixings to make a complete Thanksgiving dinner. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a great Thanksgiving holiday.